Pete saw it anyway.
Hey, everybody, it's Dr. J and Professor Spikes coming live from Long Island, New York.
Those are the lung busters.
Where it's an absolutely gorgeous summer day.
It is.
Ready to go to the beach after the show, Professor Spikes?
I think so. For a change.
I think I may go to Jones.
You're gonna Jones it.
I'm gonna Jones.
Well, Jones is a beautiful beach.
Yeah, it is a rather nice beach, and I like it. The only problem is it's very, very long, so you kind of feel like you're crossing the Sahara Desert to get into the water.
That's right. There's a very long distance between the boardwalk and the shore. That's true.
Yeah. Jiggly is with us.
There we go.
Oh, that's not nice, Jiggly. Oh, and he is being nice.
He's being nice, certainly.
Congratulations to all Athens bag holders. I don't know if that's really nice, though. 30% in pre-market. But it's down from the highs of the pre-market. We'll look at Athens. There was good news on Athens, but maybe not good enough to really launch it. But there was some good news. We'll take a look at that. And Marty is with us today. Hey, Marty.
Hello, Marty.
You bought some Sava. We're going to look at Sava. Marty shot me a DM saying that he bought some Sava this morning.
Okay.
Probably at around 100. I don't know what it is.
No. It's gone down since, I think.
It's gone down?
Yeah.
Pete is with us.
Yeah, Pete's got to be happy about Athens.
Yeah.
Sava's below 100.
Any couple of pennies up makes Pete happy.
I think he's pretty deep into that stock, so.
Yeah, I'm getting myself back in a little at a time. Good morning.
I never left.
Kat says, "Good morning, guys." Does that mean it's not a good morning for those gals that may be watching? Kat.
Somebody's got to have a good
one. I know
one.
you like having a monopoly on all the guys. You know, being the only woman on the show today so far.
So far.
Yeah. But give those gals a break too. Pete is thanking Jigglypuff for something. I don't know.
For the congratulations.
Oh, well, that was kind of a strange congratulation.
Oh, you think it was a left-handed thing? Well, I don't think so.
Jiggly was being a little jiggly.
a little dig.
Jiggly.
A dig from Jig?
Jiggly was being jiggly. Trillion Reasons, good morning. Chris, Mankind.
Oh, boy.
Spring trade at the trend line. Let's try to remember that. See if we can track Mankind.
That was sort of an oldie in a way because everybody said the bail.
Salva did me very well on a quick flip.
Well, good on you. Good on you, Jim.
We'd like to hear any and all success stories.
I have no idea what that means.
Kat, good morning, gals.
Okay, there you go.
Joaquin.
Well, no, you didn't.
Missed the opportunity to sell Athens.
No, many of us have an average price that's way higher than where it is now.
Yeah, I almost sold my shares at $1.77 in the pre-market, but I didn't do it. Pete was happy to buy even more this morning, back to my biggest position. And I think he's talking about Athens. And Bcrx also had great news, beat their profit target by 100.
And it's only going down a little bit on that great news.
Yeah, only down a little bit. We'll check all the numbers in a little bit. I just want to check out some more of the comments. Pete sold his Mankind and Albo and bought NMTR.
Albo, dog food.
NMTR. Albo had a pop yesterday, which made me happy, but it gave it back this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Joaquin, lesson learned. Well, at least we're learning lessons here, right? Not so bad. Bcrx all-time high yesterday,
Yeah,
but higher today. Okay.
that's true. Like we said, at least it didn't go down on the good news, which is good. It's at 18. It broke 18. It's 1808 now.
I don't know if Jiggly is being nice to Pete or not nice. I can't figure it out.
No, that was a dig. Data any day now is the mantra.
Yeah, Pete, your biggest position is Athens, question mark, pound sign, data any day now.
No, this is an all-time high for Bcrx.
Uh-huh.
At least for the last 8 years.
I think way back it
Not Athens, I mean Bcrx, I'm sorry.
I think I remember it in the 20s. Maybe I could be wrong.
Yeah, I know the Novavax festers are here.
Jiggly got left behind on the Bcrx move. Novavax Fesser is here. Hello from Mantis.
That's us with the Novavax.
We'll take a look at the collapse in Novavax today, right? Let you know if it's a good time to buy or not. Bcrx gave me a heart attack at the open yesterday. Yeah, it went down to the 15s, didn't it, at one point? And Tom is with us today. I think we got to get started. I don't
Yeah, indeed.
Okay. Pete, stem cell? What is that?
Stem cells. Yeah, no, he's on Athens still.
Oh, back in Athens.
Yeah.
Pete says Athens will make him a millionaire.
In yen. Lira. He'll be a millionaire in lira.
I thought Pete was already a multimillionaire. I'm disappointed.
They didn't get fired, they quit.
Alvo showed some life yesterday. At least he's not calling it Alpo.
Right.
And Pete says Lira, laughing out loud. And one more comment.
Okay.
Mantis, I did mention that earnings will be a good opportunity to add. Actually,
Novavax.
earnings report was great news. Emergency use in India, Philippines.
Yeah, that was all good news.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And then the U.S. had to rain on their parade.
Well. Okay, so.
Yeah, we have a lot to do and not a lot of time to do it.
So let's get to it.
So let's get to it. Look, that was a rhyme. Not a lot of time to do it, so let's get to it. Where do you want to start, my friend?
Bcrx.
Okay, Bcrx, and maybe Athens next. I was thinking of even throwing CVM in, but nobody wants to see that.
Obviously, Crispr.
Oh yeah, that's on your list.
Yep. I don't have a big list, but
no, my list is bigger than your list. Hey, Professor Omar is here.
Yeah. Oh, wonderful. Do you want to come on with us?
Do you want to come on?
He wants to come on. He's welcome.
Yeah. I guess he'll text you if he does, because you have to give him the link.
All right. So we want to. What do we want to do now?
Okay, next time.
Next time he'll come on with us.
Yep. Good.
I don't even see Yahoo Finance with it anymore. I wiped out Yahoo Finance.
Jiggly, you want to join us? You're more than welcome to.
Yeah, Jiggly can join us.
He wants to apply for the open position left by Jake and Arjun.
They'll I don't know about Jake, but Arjun will be back.
Yeah, Arjun will be back. He's too busy having his bachelor party. He's probably still trying to dry out.
Yeah, in fact, he's with his. I
don't even know if it's his own bachelor party. I think it was somebody else's.
He's with his fiance now, I believe. Let's take a look at the spiders. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Well, the spiders are up, but very, very fast.
1845. You're right. Yeah, right now it's 1809. America wants Linda. Yeah, she does. All right, there we go.
Linda's with it. I don't know what happened to my chart. It got all messed up, didn't it?
Oh, with all your settings.
Yeah,
Probably not logged in anymore.
Sometimes my computer just reboots on it, you know.
Right.
So we're flying high, making new highs every day. Another new high today. What can we say? I don't think we can say very much about this.
Well, I guess the question is there going to be a sobering up from the news? We had great earnings news. We have a lot of acceptances. Question, is this to the moon? And do we stay, or is it time to trim a little? You know, I guess a lot of people are expecting some little bit of, you know,
jobs report
conscious hangover.
Also.
What?
Economic data. The economic data is very good.
Yeah, no, you said it was great.
Jobs report.
The overall economic data. Yeah, the macro data is good.
We have a beautiful ascending trend line, and we're trading way above that. If you draw the channel in, it's a beautiful channel, beautiful chart. I mean, it's if you're long, you couldn't ask for better than this in the beginning of the year. Longer than that, right? So this is the kind of chart that dreams are made of. And to steal a quote from who wrote Maltese Falcon? Hammett?
Excuse me?
Hammett wrote it.
Oh, yeah,
who was the author of Maltese Falcon? Was it Hammett? One of those detectives.
It's Dashiell Hammett.
Dashiell Hammett, yeah.
Yep.
So this is the
that's right, the stuff the dreams are made of. That was Humphrey Bogart's line at the end of the movie.
Yeah, well, but Hammett wrote it, so.
Yeah, well, who remembers that? Gotta remember Humphrey Bogart. Well, no, I mean, but not from having read Hammett. It was from having watched Humphrey Bogart.
Okay, but you knew the author.
Yeah, well,
to your credit.
I am strange.
You're just full of so much knowledge. What can
full of something.
Full of knowledge. We're not going to spend much time admiring the S&P 500.
No, we shouldn't, because like I said, we have a lot to do and not a lot of time to do.
None of my moving averages are down. The Russell is getting a little pop today, up 0.63%, which is nice to see. I'll just draw in. All my drawings got erased for some reason.
Like I said, you're probably not logged in anymore.
You think that's it? I don't know.
Well, let me see. No, it's not it, because that's all your old stuff.
Yeah. It's just my computer decides to do that every so often. We'll put back some of those horizontal lines.
So Jiggly thinks we're still. You're on there.
The top has been really knocking at the door three times, right? 3 times we knocked at the door at the top on the Russell, and 3 times we were repelled. Thrice Julius Caesar was offered the crown, and thrice he did refuse.
Thrice.
Something like that.
Yes. See, now we're doing Shakespeare. Hammett, Shakespeare. This is I
mean, people are learning.
You just said Hammett, and you thought of Hamlet, so then you went to Shakespeare.
People are learning so much stuff from us. They're learning literature, great literature from Dashiell Hammett.
We tried teaching math, but that doesn't work. That's just
Dashiell Hammett and William Shakespeare. What more can you ask for? Can you ask for more than that?
Jiggy's suffering from having doubled down on JMIA. Oh well.
This is a beautiful chart of a well-contained Russell. It just doesn't want to break out of the 15% range that it's been in all year. So if you go back to this candle, that's 1.7. The high of the day was 206.78. And then we tested a few days later, 204, and that's been about the low. Then back here in 129 was 205. 204, 205 has been the low. And the high up here has been 234. So we're talking about a 30-point range on a $200 number, or like I said, 15%. 15% range, and mainly it's been trading in the middle of that range. So the middle of that range, I mean, well, I'd say it's, let me draw the middle roughly. The middle would be, let's say 218, roughly. What would the middle be? Do an average for me, 204 and 234.
That's predicated on me able to see your chart clearly. Between 234, that would be 219.
About 219, 220.
Yeah.
So the middle would be right about there. And we've been spending it's pretty even, would you say? A little bit more in the upper half.
More on the upper side of than the bottom, certainly.
A little bit more
in terms of area under the curve.
Yeah. So it's an interesting chart, and we did make some new highs, which is nice. It looks like we're starting a little channel that moving on up. So that's good. Let me go back to the other kind of line, just a regular line, and see if we can draw in this channel that's beginning to form. Nice upward channel. I didn't do it perfect, but it's close enough, right? You can get the idea that we're basically in a pretty strong market for the last, since 7:15, we're moving on up. So since July 15th, about a month and a half, not even a month and a half, we're looking good. Now the question is, can we continue to actually break out of these out of the highs from 234 to 235? If we can, I think the overall market will melt up totally. So watch for that. If that breaks out, melt up. On the other hand, if it reverses, starts making new lows, takes out the low here of 209.05, then we're very, very likely to have a meltdown or a big sell-off. I'm thinking there's at least down to, on the Russell, at least down to, let's say, this level here, the low here, which is 190. At least down that far. That would be the least of sell-off that I would expect if we get a sell-off. So I'm looking down here at 190 if in fact it turns sour on the market. And if that holds, then it'll just be from 220 to 190, 30 points. You're looking at what, 15%? Do the math, 220 to 190, 15%? Not quite.
Right.
Almost, right? 13%. Anyway, I think that would certainly be strong support. If it breaks through that, then all bets are off. I don't know where the hell this thing is going. But first of all, it's not going down. Right now, it's going up. Today is a very neutral candle.
Right.
It's in the middle of its trading range, and it's very neutral, even though we're up 0.58%. It's not particularly bullish, the looks of that candle. All right, so we looked at the macro picture. Let's look at some of our favorites, some of our favorite things.
Some of our favorite things.
Yeah. These are just a few of our favorites.
These are just a few of our favorite things.
Yeah.
All right, so we're doing Athens, which is good.
Well, that's one of our favorite things.
It is. I'm still in it.
Yeah, I'm back in it a little bit.
Because I think my price average is still well into the twos, if not higher.
Yeah. Well, you're holding for the big move. For the big,
yeah,
big
right.
move.
I can no longer say it's because of my promise to you, because that you've alleviated me of that months ago.
Yeah, but the good news is, I mean, it's not really true cup and handle, but let's say it's cup and handle-ish. Cup and handle-ish, because this pullback was too deep. It took out the low here. So it's not exactly a cup and handle, but it's cup and handle-ish. And we had this traditional pullback in for the handle, and now we started to move up again. So let's say it's cup and handle-ish. It's not a bad looking chart right now, despite the give back today. I don't love the give back, and it looks to me like it wants to fill the gap completely down here to 154. So my near-term target on Athens is 154. After it fills the gap, it very well could start moving up again. It has that look like it wants to go up. But right now, today, I don't know. I think it's going to continue on down from the highs. What are highs today? 175. That was a place to unload a little, get back in later in the day. I knew it, but I didn't do it. I knew it, but I didn't do it.
You didn't do it, but you didn't do it.
I knew it, but I didn't do it. So my feelings about Athens is news within the next, let's say, 6 to 12 months regarding the ischemic stroke study. And today's news was just garbage. A little more than garbage, but the statement by Lohman, the acting CEO, that this is consistent with our findings on our study, I think it negated everything. It negated all the hype. All the hype around the Japanese news was negated by a simple statement saying it's consistent with what our findings have been. To me, that took away all the glory. I don't like this line that I drew.
Yeah, no, I don't like it either.
Ignore that line.
Don't look at the man behind the curtain.
Don't like that line. I want to exit out, but I can't. The key is we're going to fill this gap, and then I think we move up. So I think this low is good. The 145 low is good. All bets are off if that's taken out, but I think it's good. So
Professor Omar wants to see it bust above 177 and stay there.
Yeah, I'd like to see it reach this level here from 6.8, the 177 level. I wanted to take that out, actually. I wanted to take 177 out. But yes, If it takes 177 out, I think it'll behave like a cup and handle and move on up considerably more, maybe to this level here at around $1.94. That's my feeling. So I'm not uber bullish on Athens, but I'm more bullish than I have been in a long time. Does that summarize my feelings?
That makes sense.
Okay, let's take a look
Good
at
news would do that.
One that I'm feeling better about. Bcrx.
We did that one already. I think you should go to Crispr.
When did we do Bcrx?
Oh, didn't you do that at the beginning? Okay, fine. Maybe I missed it.
Who's the senile one? Wait a second. Who's the senile one? You or me? I thought I was.
Well, it's more likely me.
No.
You have enough troubles.
Well, senility goes with Parkinson's. Horizontal.
I think it goes with that job, actually.
I don't think that I'm really very mildly senile. I don't think I'm really senile. This is a very nice bottom, isn't it, though? I mean, if you got to draw a beautiful bottom.
I know some of our audience is talking about the possibility of buying in again around 14.
Well, when it hit down here the other day, when it touched 15, 1510, that was a stupid deal, wasn't it? Because you see all the support here. You see all the support at this 1507 level. So, I mean, I was slow. I didn't buy, but I should have in retrospect, because look at all that support there. And the good news today is it blew past the resistance. So that's really the good news today.
Yeah, absolutely.
You see how it flew right past the previous resistance. And yesterday it went right up to the previous resistance and didn't push past. Today it pushed past. So I'm really liking the chart on Bcrx. We want to see a close above this line.
No, Linda.
And unless it gives back, what number is that? That's about 1775. We want to close above 1775. So unless it gives back all its gain on the day, it will make me happy and close above that number. All right, what's the next one we want to look at?
You wanted to look at Crispr.
Crispr is one of my favorites. It's one of Dr. J's favorites. I have no idea how it's doing today. I'll soon find out, though. It is up $2.48. Crispr is an interesting chart to look at the weekly. I'll just share this with you. On the weekly, if you draw the Fibonacci retrace, it's sort of interesting. I'll show you in a second. Let's shrink this a little bit. Well, actually a lot. I want to get to the low of the 3 years. The 3-year low was about, how have I got all these extraneous lines? Too many. All right, so now we got rid of the lines. The low, is this the low? I can't, it looks like it, but I can't. No, maybe. I can't tell. Is this around $22? I think that was the low from memory.
That is 1807.
All right, fine. That looks like the low, right? So let's do a fib. Let's just do the Fibonacci retrace on that. So I gotta go to Fibonacci, and put it in from what I think is the low.
Okay.
And we'll bring it up. Oh, I can't even see the damn top.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'll have to adjust it, right?
Stuff is always pretty uncanny. There you
I'll
go.
have to adjust that. What the hell? This chart's moving around on me.
Yeah, no, I never know how to use that chart. I
All
just
right,
use
I think we got it. I think we've got it.
By Jove.
So, yeah, I think we've got it. So what numbers look interesting, if any? Let's take a look. When I
It's
do it
uncanny
the
how that
other
works.
day, when I do it the other day from $22, I got a much nicer result. But now the 61% retrace, it came very close to it. When I drew it from 22%, it exactly hit it. So back here, at 90, I think at $94 was pretty close to that 61.8% retrace. All right, so I cheated a little bit. But basically, that's what I wanted to show you. The chart that I had looked at the other day. I see. I drew it from here, not from there. So,
I see what you're saying. Right.
yeah, I drew it from there. Depends where you draw it from, I guess. But it's close anyway, even if I don't cheat. Even without cheating, it's close. Very close to that bottom.
Professor Omar says that he will buy a pullback to around 128.
Pull back to about 128, come in again. Yeah, I kind of like the pullback midway across this.
Yeah, which is about the same. It's like you have around the same consensus. Yours is 127 and a half.
Yeah, I would go midway.
Because you'd be right in the middle of that range.
If I want to bargain here, I go right about here, which is 129.75, 129, roughly. The Crispr chart. Let's blow it up again. It's having itself a very, very, very good week. Excellent week. We have higher lows, and we have higher highs, and we've settled back with a small retrace off of the high of, I think this is 150. I can't see any of the numbers. 155. No, that's where that line is. Top of the line. I don't know what's happening to my numbers here. It blinks right off for some reason. 155, 169 is the top of this line. I think 169, if that ever gets taken out, you're going right back to the old highs. There's nothing but air to stop it. So this is very key. Not only that, it retraced midway to that 155 level. The top of this candle is very significant, 155.87. So a break of 155, and I like this to go to infinity. It's one of my favorite stocks. I own a lot of this one.
Oh, we've been a fan of this guy for a long time.
Yeah, so I'm very happy with the chart of Crispr. A good place to end. I go along with Professor Omar right around 129, somewhere around there. Maybe even the high of this candle, 130. Somewhere in that vicinity. Let's go on. Let's look at another interesting stock.
Do you want to look at Novavax?
Yes, I know it's falling apart. Maybe there's some value in here today.
Right, and we have a couple of requests for Checkpoint and Dermatech.
Okay.
Since it's a shorter show, we have to do more of the fan favorites.
Yeah.
Because you already got your 15-minute knock.
Yeah. I could ignore. I could put my wife on ignore, I guess.
You didn't. I heard it. You didn't hear it.
The light goes on ignore. It's an interesting shot. We're making.
Which one's this? This is. Oh,
We're
okay.
making
Novavax.
a series now of lower highs, and what is this? The 200? I don't even have the moving averages in here.
No, yeah, but you have to set them all up again on your machine.
Yeah, that's annoying.
You're still on the weekly.
The chart.
Professor Omar says we're still on the weekly.
It doesn't matter. The chart doesn't look so
Really doesn't, is right.
It looks like it's got a lot more filling in to do before it breaks out of this downward slide. I don't like this chart formation. I don't know about Professor Omar, but I don't like it. And maybe the daily looks better. But let's take a look at the daily. The weekly says, not for me. Why do I still have fib? I'm going to clear all drawings.
Yeah, you have to go to those indicators and get rid of it.
Clear those drawings.
There you go.
So now the daily.
You could see that jump up and that pop down.
Yeah, it looked pretty good when it took this number out right here.
Yeah, I thought because I didn't get in yet, I was waiting for that pullback that Mantis was talking about.
Yeah,
and all this happened before that.
Yeah, let's draw some lines in here. Try to put it in perspective. I don't love the weekly though, so it turns me off a little bit. But we've been in a trading range that we looked like we were finally breaking out of it, only to fall right back into the middle of this trading range. The bottom being 175, the top being 230. So now we're right smack, in the middle of that? Crazy.
Yep.
Crazy. It looked like we're finally breaking out. Very annoying. Very annoying if you're a Novavax long to get slammed like that today. Actually, yeah, that was it's a very big slam, down 45 points.
Well, if you're not going to make money in America, you're not going to make money in period.
I think the good news is that 175 should hold. If that doesn't hold, as Professor Omar says, just forget about it.
Right.
So I'm, thinking you want to nibble here. Maybe not yet, but
not yet.
But soon. Let it at least fill this gap. At the gap, the close was. I blinked away so fast. Can you catch the close?
Yesterday's close.
The close was 188, I think. So it's close to that. It might have hit it today. Low was 189. Very close. It didn't quite fill the gap, but it came close. I think you're going to have a little more weakness, but it's probably worth taking a shot on this one at some point. It's just to see if that 175 holds. That 175 holds, and even if it's just a trading range, you take a ride to 2.25. I'll take that any day, 175 to 2.25. So I'm not saying you wait for 175, but maybe you wait for 185, something like that. Try to get a little lower.
Yeah, that's about what you said. That's about what you said on Tuesday. Something very similar. So the numbers didn't change from what you said then. Before you go to the next chart, maybe just an audio on this one. People were asking about AUPH, why you made a bit of a jump today. Do you have any insight on that?
I know there was news, obviously good news.
Yeah, it's up 20%.
Yeah, it had better than expected sales, maybe?
To be perfectly honest, I just thought it looked like the prospect of being bought out seemed to be become more profound.
That's why we were in it all along, because
Right.
of the buyout prospect.
Let's see.
I can chart it.
The news isn't current here.
I'll chart it.
People have been asking about it, but it sort of put on hold some of the other stuff. But there it is.
This was very tough high to take out.
Well, what happened was it had a very overreacting downward slide yesterday. So yesterday it went down 9%. If you could see that, those two candles, that giant red candle and then the giant green candle.
Well, we have, basically a sequence of slightly lower highs, but you could call it a triple top if you like. A lot of resistance up there, which is it's going to be really tough to take that out. That $15 area. But if it does take that out, it probably could be looking at that buyout happening. Who knows? It's really
unexpected sales.
Superb day today.
Farrell, thank you.
If it has strong sales, if it beat the expectations, it only makes the likelihood of a buyout more likely. The probability of a buyout more likely.
Right.
So, probability of a buyout between $25 and $30 a share, I think is pretty high.
Yeah, I'll break even if that happens. That's wonderful.
I think it's pretty high. What else?
Well, did you want to do Dermatech?
Sure. Sava as well.
Yep.
I guess I can't type. We all knew that already, that I can't type. It's nothing new. Dr. J can't type. Dermatech is doing very, very well. Beautiful. Professor Omar's pick from 32. Professor Omar said buy at 32. Professor Omar bought at 32. And good for you, Professor Omar. You have a good one here.
Right.
Ask me what his sell target is.
Yeah, really. Good question. Because I would have sold at that previous peak.
How about
I've been holding this forever also.
How about you go for glory and you ride it all the way up to $47?
Yeah, that's around where no, actually I bought it higher than that. But that's me. I'm not one to complain, am I?
You add a little bit. You add a little bit on it.
Yeah, right. I could have averaged.
Pull back to the middle of this candle, $36. You add a little at 36. And you sell at 48, 47.
And Bob's your uncle.
It looks pretty. It looks very conceivable that could happen.
Professor Omar says, "Yep, 32, target 45."
Very, very, very sensible.
Yeah.
Very sensible. And 45 makes sense from this point.
I hang out with smart people, but I don't listen to them.
This is a sensible target. If you look at this trend line, I think it broke right about there. So this top of this candle is 40, probably a good target right in here. A little bit, I think that's a little below 45. I can't see. 43.51. Professor Omar, lower that target to 43.51. Like $43. Take profits at $43.
All right, I'm writing this down.
What's
Did
next?
you say you wanted to do Sava before the next knock?
What about Sava? Yeah, Sava. Marty asked for some Sava this morning. Marty's with us today. So let's do Sava for Marty. It's down 5% to 96.33. But it's not surprising to give back a little because it had a phenomenal few days. So you can't get too discouraged on that. And it may actually go down. It may go down again, but it may actually fill this gap down to. I see the possibilities, strong possibilities of filling this gap to whatever that number is, 88.26. Let's draw that.
Wow.
That would be a good spot to enter if you're not in it. I think this is a very good spot to enter, right about $90. Okay, so add to your position if you own it at 90 and you're in for the long haul. 90 looks like a good spot to add. What's next?
What is next is Checkpoint, CKPT.
Oh, one of these falling knives. We don't like these falling knives.
They're saying there's some news coming out soon, so the question is, what are we poised for?
Yeah. Well, we got to take a look at the long-term history of this one. Bottom being right here at 222, I think it was. Yeah. So this is a key low right here. I don't know why it's blinking. Everything's blinking off so quick. Don't know why. But we have a key low here. And I would want this to hold. Actually, I want it to hold right where it is. But I see this as being key level of support, $2.41. But if there's news expected and you want to take a stab at it, I would do my stop loss right about in here, right about this low, 240 something. I'm good with this. One more for the road.
And the request was for Mankind.
Mankind it is.
And then we could end up.
I always like this one. I've made money in it so many times.
Didn't everybody say to get out of this one because it got that some other company beat them on a better technology?
In terms of inhaling
yes, that was my understanding because I had this stock and I was asking about it for a while. And about a month ago, a couple of members of the audience were saying, "Don't even bother," because I just don't. There's so many stocks; it's hard for me to remember. But that was my.
What do they call that inhaler? Technosphere? I forget what they call it.
You're not still in this one, are you?
No.
Yeah,
but it has a perfect A, B, C correction, and it's coming off of this low. Nice.
Are you calling for a nibble?
Quite possibly. It looks like it may be done correcting, although today's candle is ugly. Not a nice candle. I would say you could nibble and just dump it if it goes below 394. If it starts making like new lows, then you get out, take a little loss, but you have a chance at least to come back to the high here at about 470, something like that. I kind of like this one for a swing. maybe a long-term swing actually. Looks pretty good.
One of our audience, Aaron, says, looks ripe to me. They just made a collaboration for a dry powder inhaler of a drug to treat COVID lung symptoms. Wow, okay.
Yeah, I mean, they have all...
The only thing is, let me get your opinion on this real quick before we have to go. This idea of treating the disease instead of curing it with vaccines, it seems to me, at least from watching the news, that nobody cares about the treatment stuff, really. Am I missing something? Do you think there's still money to be made in treatments?
Absolutely. Absolutely, because if we haven't won the war on the vaccine. The virus is still putting up a hell of a fight. Could you imagine if we lose the war? Then you're down to treatment options.
That's true.
I mean, I'm painting a doomsday scenario where the virus overtakes us, but it's so good at mutating and new variants and all of that. It's difficult to keep up. So you definitely need a very good treatment option. You got one?
Well, I really thought Galidesivir was going to be it.
yeah. Well, apparently not. We need another one.
Right.
I think Dan said Red Hill is coming out with an antiviral that they're in phase 3, or I think they're in phase 3 for COVID. Red Hill is a little Israeli company. Being that Dan mentioned it, I'm going to chart it. Is Dan around?
Yeah, Dan's still here, yeah.
Dan is here?
Yeah. But I thought so far dexamethasone was the best way to people to treat.
Steroid. That's not a real antiviral, is it?
Yeah. Well, if it keeps people from dying, it's a treatment.
Well, that's true. The chart on Red Hill is interesting.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
It's how to pull back.
A little bit of a wait for bargain, but.
I like this comeback or sharp V that it made right here.
Dan says they're waiting for phase 3 results.
Yeah, and if this is a treatment option, this thing will zoom from 7 to 70. So yeah, take a shot. It's worth a shot. I don't know. What's the likelihood it'll be any good then? Nothing ever works. That's the problem.
He's not chiming in on that yet. Oral pill, 475 patients on a phase 3 experiment.
How many patients?
There are 475 patients on the phase 3 experiment.
Well, that's a pretty significant number.
Yeah, no, they can get some reasonable information out of that.
Yeah, it might. When will this data readout occur? Any idea?
Yeah, well, I'll wait for Dan to answer that.
Because
in the meantime, he says the phase 2 results were good, so he's still typing a little bit. So I guess this was a good one to end on.
Well, maybe. Well, maybe a bad one. We don't know. We don't know. In any event, right now the chart doesn't look particularly appetizing. It looks like it wants to do more of the same. Test this low, come back here, test this. I can see it doing this right up until data, or at least down to 676, something like that. The chart doesn't look wonderful, like you got to hurry to get in.
Dan says that some results should be coming out within weeks.
Within weeks. It's interesting if you want to take a shot with it. They disappointed me once with Crohn's drug. I was in it a long time ago. But maybe they got the real thing. Who knows?
Well,
we'll end the show right here.
Yes, we do. We should.
Go back to StreamYard if I can get there.
You can say hello. Say hello to some people.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Trillion Reasons. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Professor Omar. Thank you, Kat. Thank you to all of the people, all of
Linda's
the
here too. You got
fine
to say hello to Linda.
Hello, Linda. Linda made it. Linda, what are you up to these days? GHSI? No, you're not. No. Where are you? Look at this. Jake didn't dump us. No, don't be silly. He'll be back. He's just, the problem with Jake is he's making too much money. Honestly, he's earning it. He's earning money instead of playing market. That's the problem with Jake.
Yeah.
It's a real problem, Making too much money is a problem. And our
More money, more
will
problems.
be back in a couple of weeks.
Good luck. Good luck, Linda. Linda, good luck.
And we're ready to say bye. Have a great weekend. Have a great time at the beach or wherever you're going. Adios, amigos. Hasta luego. As always, from home due diligence, our opinions are strictly our own and do not constitute investment advice. Please subscribe so you know when we're on. Otherwise, nobody knows when we're on. And also, tell your friends about us. Did I cover everything now?
I'd say so.
Did I say it all?
Well, we took all the requests, so that's good. Bye, y'all. Have a good weekend.
Yeah. All right, hasta luego. Ciao. Shalom.